You don't have the mic set, but am I audible on this one? Audible.
Every 3 days, then once I like this, and this really is like a recurring topic.
It's because I feel the theme really this year has become that only. Because what we are talking about is so far out. Then in our attempt to make sense of it, we make little of it. In our attempt to make sense of it, we make it sensible to us, which then makes it much littler than it is. Because what are we saying? We are saying that there is God who is nirguna, without any attributes, without any, and yet He is. So there is a God who is so far beyond perception and comprehension. That is His reality. Or at least the Vedantins will say reality. The Bhaktas will say all is His reality anyway. But He is so beyond understanding. And then from within Himself, for reasons only He knows, if there is such a thing called reason for Him, is a boundless infinity called God. Boundless infinity within Himself also, which is God. It is the Saguna Brahman. So from this Nirguna, who is, we can't even say living, but He just is, beyond living and dying, beyond any states, beyond anything. Now, in what way do we fathom that? In our best attempt, we fathom that as a nothingness. But it's not a nothingness. It is just that it is beyond our ability to comprehend and perceive. You see, because from a nothingness, how can all of this everythingness come? So from within Him is the birth of everything.
Okay, only in Vedanta I couldn't see the deep sleep state.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the closest to that.
Yeah, but what do we make out of the deep sleep state?
Nothing.
We don't. Yeah, so that nothing from which everything comes. Even time comes, even space comes, even light comes, even sound comes, even electricity comes, magnetism comes, everything comes, life comes. All the rules, physics, biology, chemistry, they come from that reality which is so beyond comprehension. So that one is on our side. And that one very well knows that for us to meet Him in that way is impossible. For us, in the sense that we are also just within Himself, as part of Himself only.
Can I just ask? Because I don't know, shut up and then I'm against it. So that one is on our side.
That one of whom Ram, Krishna, Jesus, all of them are just aspects.
I'm going to talk, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to figure myself.
Yeah.
And why am I struggling like this every third day, fourth day? I come to the same place and I'm struggling and then go into awe, like that, and again fall. what is this happening? Like,
Yes.
it feels like I have to do it.
Yeah.
I have, like, in my strength, and I don't meet it when you say you have to do it in God's strength.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of fear.
Yeah.
And this is my state every fourth day. I'm telling you this. You know it very well. So
So what makes us?
Okay, my refrain is how to please be our mind in this list.
Huh?
In this list is that everything comes from everything.
Yeah.
Even the bad comes from there. So everything is, it's not like we can have some independent existence.
Yeah.
So the baddies are also in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So then we have to presume that he loves the bhaktas and he's not going to love the baddies. He has to change that, right?
So now, within that grand design,
Yeah.
you see, there is a special place for love. There is a special place for love. I don't know why. You have to ask him. Maybe it is unspeakable why it works like that. But there is a special place for love, and there is a special place for love for him. And whether we say him as truth, or love itself, or beauty, or all that is, doesn't matter. You see. Now, we were saying last time, I don't know if it was on the broadcast or not, but love is not love unless it is not really love unless it is polished, unless it is polished against opposition, unless it has some friction on its path. So it has to meet some friction. That's why the greatest love stories we remember are those which had great opposition, even to the point of death. So whether you say Romeo and Juliet, or you say Heer Ranja, or you say Soni Mahiwal, all of them had great opposition, even to the point of death. So there is something in that, where in this grand design, for reasons only he can tell, that special place for love for him is not just allowed to be lip service or armchair love, or just a comfortable love. So it demands a lot of faith, it demands a lot of trust, it demands a lot of crushing of what we consider ourselves to be into constant nobodiness, into constant humility. You see? And this collectively, this opposing force for love for God, we call Maya.
And you said that there's a special place for love.
Yes.
So what is the other place which is not love is all Maya? Right?
Yes. So that we can say ego or me or separation or delusion or whatever word we want to use. So let's conveniently use the word Maya because it's fairly non-controversial. So this Maya is there to oppose. Oh, you really love God? Romeo, you really want to meet Juliet? No, I'm going to shoot you if you try. I don't know if they had guns. I'm going to kill you if you try. So, but then the lover finds a way to find his way to the beloved in spite of opposition. And that's why we're able to say what a great love that is. So our love for the beloved, who is all there is, has also to be tested against, some call it Maya, some call it the devil, some call it whatever force. But the presence of this force is undeniable. You see? So what it does, just one last point, which is that what this one does is it plays what we take ourselves to be against God. It plays, like it is not saying I will shoot you, it may say all that also, but mainly it is saying let's put the important one in focus, which is the me. You see? So it's like antibodies. It start attacking itself. They meant to do good, but they start attacking the body itself. They start taking the body itself as the infection, and they start attacking it. What is it called? Autoimmune disease. So this is what Maya does. It creates this autoimmune type thing, where it puts the so-called me in opposition to God. You see? Yeah, because what will happen? When do you lose the awe for God? When do you forget Him? When me becomes central. When it is, but what about me? I am going through this, I am not getting it. And now it may say, I am not in awe also. I am losing the awe. Yeah.
For me, the prime is that doer, that same loop of perfection or whatever, that whole condition.
Exactly.
And then you're not in awe, then I have to try to be in awe.
Yeah.
Like that's the message, but it comes with immense fear.
But whatever it may be, you cannot suffer without this me being in the center of the frame.
Yes.
Isn't it? This one has to be like something about this one. See? This one is not in awe enough. This one is right from the beginning, no?
Yeah. Please help me, Father, because I don't like being here.
Yeah. But even in this, so this very one, when you spot, you see, you grab it, you see, pick it up by the shoulder, the arms.
The one that says that
This
I
is
don't
the
want
one.
to be.
Yeah, even the one that says, I don't want this, I really want to be free from this, is the trickster itself putting itself in the frame, no?
Yeah.
Where, how can we be in God, in awe of God, when this me is in the center of the frame? Awe implies that I can't take my eyes off you.
Yeah.
You see, is spellbound. Like, what? Like that. And then it says, okay, now, but I am not in awe enough. So how will we be? It's being recorded also. So how will we be in awe when the frame is focused on the wrong one?
So I ask you practically, like I don't know how I slept. Usually something happens and I am okay. Again the same thing. I'm doing my Jai Bajrang. So that is love for God. That
Yes, it
love
is.
for God.
But is it God for me or me for God?
Many times I do it because I don't want to feel that fear. I don't want to feel what I'm feeling.
So
and it's
in
like
this,
an escape mechanism to. I
feel
notice
better.
that, but I really like something just doesn't want to be there. Like I just want to feel better.
That's fine.
And then,
That's fine. But in that feeling better, treat that feeling better as the byproduct of putting your eyes back on the one who is really.
Many times I'm with God,
Yeah.
but that feeling better does like my eyes still like using everything for that whole system.
Yeah.
It's
So
very-
we got the root of Maya. No? The Maya will always put me in the center of the frame. Huh?
slowly because we feel very
Maya will always put me in the center of the frame.
Yes.
Now, that center of the frame doesn't belong to me. You see? So that is the switch that is needed. Like whatever happens.
Whatever happens, that's what like
Exactly.
kill me if you want, I
Exactly.
want God.
Exactly.
And whatever I feel, I'm not doing this to feel better.
Yes.
It's only because I love God.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this to feel better.
Yeah, but
That's-
don't use the mind will oppress you. That saying you're only doing this to feel better. That's why I'm giving you the. Thank you.
Say this part slowly.
It
Father.
uses everything, Father. It also says you're doing it wrong because you're still feeling fear.
Check. USB 2 device? Check. Oh. Check. Yes. I heard.
I really need your help in this. Okay,
Yes.
Father,
Now
continue
this
to-
eye, move that out of the frame
Okay.
and put God in the center. You can do it. Nothing can stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
How to do it? Take God's name,
Ram,
do the
Ram,
inquiry,
Ram.
whichever spiritual process, whichever
Okay.
spiritual practice is meant to do that.
No matter what's happening, you kill me if you
No
want. That's
matter
my
what.
attitude
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
You kill me if you want.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving
In
God.
God. Yeah.
I'm
Do
going to write this down
whatever
on a
you
paper
want.
and keep it in front of me.
Do
Kill me
whatever
if
you want. The world can take whatever it wants from us. It can do whatever it wants to this body mind.
Okay.
But I am with God.
Okay.
Father,
That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Very good. Very good. Just remember who's at the center of the frame.
Ram.
Say something. something about that one who wants to feel better.
Yeah. Nothing is needed to be said about that. We know the tricks of that one. Just leave that one. Leave that
Go
one.
slowly, na, Father?
Slowly only I'm going. Your mind doesn't want you to hear this,
Yeah,
that's
I
why.
can't hear it.
So, I'm saying nothing has to be dwelled on so much about the me, because when we switch to God, then that is the only existent one. The me is the non-existent one. So then to put that one back in the frame over and over again.
But it keeps coming and saying you're not doing it well, the quality is not
Yes.
right. Then
Who's in the frame?
this one who's not feeling, who's checking the quality of the sadhana.
Exactly. So
Don't care about the quality.
don't care about anything to do with the me.
That traps.
There is not enough time to love God enough. Where is the time to think about this me so much?
But then if I'm not doing the sadhana properly, then
Who is in the frame? If God is in the frame, you're doing the sadhana properly. You heard that?
Father, I'm going to record you. Can you? I need to record this.
it's
You
not
have
wanting
on
to hear
Zoom,
it,
that's why it's
Father.
system.
This particular clip I want, Father.
So let's clarify again. What I'm saying really is that what is the point of any sadhana, high quality, low quality, all the best sadhana at best can put God in the center of the frame.
Yeah.
You see? Now, if God is in the center of the frame, you have nothing to worry about. If the me is in the center of the frame, there is no sadhana, there is no outcome anyway of the sadhana. So it's still Maya's trick, isn't it? In that moment. You see? So you don't have to worry about the report card from the mind about what is the quality of the sadhana.
But Father,
Yeah, see.
are you sure?
अभी इतना ही पता है मुझे और क्या होगा. What is the worst case?
Okay, can we look at that a little
Like
bit?
in the senses. If I can detangle my beard from this one. Look at it as a simple principle. If God is not in the center of our life in this moment, then it always has to be worse than when He is in the center of our life in this moment. So this pointer
hear anything.
cannot go wrong.
Can you
That's why we record.
Can you say that?
Okay. Whatever the me's conclusion may be, however highly spiritual the me may seem, if me is at the center of the frame, it is always worse than having God in the center of the frame.
Yes, Father.
You see? So if God is in the center of the frame, it is always better than the most elevated idea of me, or the perfect spiritual idea of me, or any idea of me. So this pointer cannot go wrong, because every moment in our life is better with God's presence. It can never be worse. And God's presence doesn't always start off with a palpable sense of His presence. It leads to that, but it could just be a remembrance of God. You see, it could just be a remembrance of His name.
So, Father, can I say,
Yes.
when that palpability is not felt,
Slowly,
no?
slowly.
He's like me. When that palpability is not felt, Father,
Yeah.
that's when the mind comes in and says that you're not doing, something's going wrong, you're not feeling it, and something, and then it rushes into that and doesn't even.
Yeah. So suppose, okay, we are going to play this out. We are chanting Ram, 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 Ram. There is no problem. The mind comes and says,
By now you should have felt the palpability.
by now you should have felt the palpability. Okay, perfect. So by now you should have felt the palpability. Now, when we believe that thought, what happens? Who comes
We are
in the frame?
anyways left God.
We have left God. Me has come in the center. The spiritual seeker in the center. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Or anyway, so this me comes in the center. So we've left God. No. So in the guise of the checker guy wanting to promote a better spirituality, it actually promotes a forgetting of God.
Now what happens, Father? When you told me in the morning also, then the fear started coming that I won't be able to do it. Like the
Who's in the frame? When you try to resolve it, this is answering God's strength versus our strength. When we try to resolve it with ourselves in the center of the frame, as if we are the hero of the movie, then we are trying to be spiritual in our own strength.
when I say that I won't be able to do this, then I am trying to fight it in my own strength.
When you are in the center of the frame,
Yeah.
trying to find the best resolution or even the worst resolution to any problem, then we are trying to fight this battle, spiritual battle, in our strength.
Yeah.
When we try with all our might to bring God back in the center of the frame, then is that we are fighting in God's strength.
Father, that one point there.
Yeah.
So that I have the same issue, like she's saying, it's the checker guy. So when I'm saying Ram, Ram, now it's using that, no, it's Marial. And it will come in your voice, like
Yes.
so much fear,
Yes.
okay, that you're doing it Marial. That is leaving God. No?
Yes.
That is to trust that
Who's
I'm
in the frame?
me.
Yeah. So anytime me is in the frame, it is leaving.
So when
God.
with all my might, I'm staying with God no matter
Yes.
what the
Yes.
mind is doing,
Yes.
that is in God's strength.
Yes. As long as you're
It's
not
as
being
simple as
conscious
that.
of the fact that I am doing this with everything. Like, who is in the center of the frame? Not you.
No, just slow down here.
So what you said is that as long as I am trying my best to bring God into the frame, which is exactly what I said, so you heard it right. But the thing with that is that it shouldn't become about my struggle.
I feel that there's a lot of that.
So then who's in the center of the frame?
How do I not have that?
By eyes on God.
Slow down,
Yeah.
Father.
Okay. So we are not, why are we obsessed with the attributes of the me and not obsessed with the attributes of him? He is so kind, he is so
Yeah.
merciful, he is everywhere. How does he do this?
99% of the day I'm obsessed about myself. Most days.
Yeah. So that is what we are changing.
Yeah.
But not from the now again, who's in the frame?
Me.
So that has to change. Who's in the frame? Me. Even in
Yes.
that, who's in the frame? Me.
Yes. How do I change?
So what we do to change that is praise him, to stay in him, to say he is so great, he is so merciful. And if the me comes in, it comes in as the sidekick character saying, he is taking so much care of me. He is so merciful
That's
towards
the groove
me.
changing.
Huh?
Changing of the groove.
Changing of the groove towards the heart, away from the head, away from Maya to God's home, to heaven. So,
This my struggle, no?
yeah.
Please bless, Father. That
Now, who's at the center of the frame now?
me. See?
Father, can I say
Yeah.
just one real, loving, heartfelt invocation of the
Yeah.
name is needed? Like one real, loving,
Yes.
no?
That's why a lot of this conversation started, because that day I said when we are chanting him, then it shouldn't be that there's a me left.
Yeah. That's
Because who's at the
huge.
center of the frame? It can very much be in our movie. There's this very holy body sitting there saying Ram, Ram. That is incidental. But the holy one who's sitting in the center of the frame, the me who's doing the exercise, that can become central. No? You see? So we have to avoid that mistake. We have to. Ram means he is. There is no time, there is no space, there is no attention, there is no belief left for anything to do with this me when there is so much to be spellbound by him. That is awe. That is awe, no? That there is so much to be spellbound by him. Where is the space to worry about this one?
Like to pour in the other side, not to pour in the
Yes.
me. Pour there.
Yes.
Like pour all this there.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
yeah.
You
When
see, but no
yeah.
attention on the pourer.
Yeah.
Father, sometimes the smell of the person is still there. Like even in the middle of the chanting,
For whom?
yeah.
Who's at the center of the frame? You see, still trying to solve this in our own strength.
Yes.
Like I know that I have to notice the smell of the person is still there, and then do what? Just switch out to God. No?
Okay.
You see? So just move out. Please come. Move the me out from the center of the frame, especially the me who has spiritual solutions now. You see, and is able to spiritually solve, because that can be a very auspicious sign, but it can also be the oppressive checker guy. oh, you're doing all of this, but see, there's still this
Yeah.
smell of the person still there. How will you
Yes.
get rid of it? So it gets you involved in your spiritual narrative, and the focus remains on the me
Yes.
rather than being spellbound by God. That's why I want to use this word more and more. Are we spellbound by God in this moment? Is our life about being spellbound by God? Just like, not just like, actually, a million times more than when we are spellbound by in our younger days, spellbound by any personal attraction that we may have. You see, we can't think anything beyond that one, no? Then when we just fall in love, we so-called crush and all that. So how spellbound are we? We don't notice. Have I eaten food? I don't notice. Have I done? You don't notice. You know, when you're in college, you have all of these things. So now that potential for us to be spellbound has to be given to God, has to be applied to God in whatever way, and He will accept the love in whichever way you want to love Him, as long as He is at the center of it. Huh? So I feel this is a good way, except that the checker guy, of course, can use everything to oppress you and say, see, you are not putting God in the center of the frame. You see, again, me is in the center of the frame. Then you are not putting God. You see? So you just have to snap out of it, using God's name, using your self-inquiry, whatever tool. The tool has been given to you to make God central to your life. It is not given to you to make you better at spirituality. You see the difference in that?
Yes, Father.
It is not given to us so that we become better spiritualists, or we become enlightened, or we become free. It is so that we love God, or God becomes central in our lives. The byproduct of that could be all of those other things. The byproduct of that could be all of those other things. But once all of those other things become central, is this helping me? Am I becoming free? Am I getting enlightenment? Am I all of that? Then we are stuck in the me.
Yeah, it's so subtle, Father, because the frame
Subtle
now again for the person, because yes, now that is so clear.
So that's what we can't do it in our strength, because it is too difficult, subtle, everything
Yes.
for the person. You see? So doing it in God's strength means that we bring Him into the center. You see, it's like if you're being bullied at school and your big brother comes one day and the bully is there in front of you and says, one moment, you know, that one come, now do, what will you do? Like that.
Yes.
You see, so we switch out this me and we get the big brother into the frame, because he will take care of it. You see?
That's such a powerful analogy, Father.
Yeah, then we don't need to worry, what he's going to, he's there, he's going to take care of it.
Father,
Yeah.
please once record for me, okay? That kill me if you want, but I won't be here. I just really want to
Ah.
hear from you. Okay?
Yeah.
Kill me if you want, but I won't.
Yeah.
Say, Father.
Absolutely. So our whole posture always has to be this fearlessness in God's strength, which is saying, you can do whatever you want to me. What is the worst you can do? You can kill this body mind, kill it. You see? Bring whatever, take your best shot. I am not going to leave God. That has to be our inner posture always. The minute we become meek against the mind, then it bullies us in this way. You see? So be meek with your brothers and sisters, be loving, kind, compassionate, forgive them 100 times, do all of those sweet things, but not with your mind who is selling Maya to you. Okay.
Ram Ram in the morning at 1 hour, immediately the mind said, oh, look, I've done Ram Ram for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have a bath and I'm going to do the very part for 1 hour.
Who is at the center? Exactly. So it's a very powerful way to look at this, I feel. Because every time it's about what's happening to me, the me is getting back into it. You see? The spiritual ego. So this is called, whether we see it or not, this is called spiritual pride. You see, the spiritual problems and solutions that we are trying to solve for ourselves is only a product of spiritual pride, thinking that I know some spirituality now. You see? So then it's very good that you spot this, because then you return. Like if you're chanting Ram, then Ram has taken over. He has taken over.
How to chant in Ram, Father? Because there is a, even after that, there is this, oh, I am doing Ram, 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 Ram.
How does that come? It comes as a thought. You see? Now, Ram, 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 Ram. And what I'm trying to demonstrate with the silence is that it's either God's name or it's sheer silence. There is no room for anything else. There is no value in anything else. You see? There is no value. What valuable thought can you provide to me? What part of the narrative will you spell out to me? What will you tell me about what is happening? I would rather take the Lord's name instead. You see? So it cannot put the me back in the center without our allying with that thought, saying that yes, this is my truth. Are you able to hear? Because Maya gets in the way. So I'm saying the good news for us is that to stay with God is easy. To put the me back in the center of the frame relies on the fact that we give truth to what the mind is selling us. You see? And the more we become vigilant to that, the more we become used to not buying into these ideas of ourselves and our specialness, the easier that will become.
I see that, Father. Then that starts, stays for a while, and then there's something comes and says, oh, I must do the Hari-Part.
Yes.
Who's that?
So that who does it put back in the center of the frame? Yeah, leave it. Leave the thought. The Hari-Part can still happen. There is no inauspiciousness ever in taking God's name. You see? But just whatever, why should it happen? It will say because this will be better for you. You will progress. Now you've done 1 hour of chanting. Now do 1 hour of Hari-Part. See how much you'll grow. So still the me, in the middle. You see?
Father says.
Yeah. So this thing, why do we do our practice? Because we have no other way of showing our love for Him. Every other way that we try and show our love for Him, we forget about Him in a minute. You see? But when we are reminded to constantly take God's name or not fall for false identity ever, then we are able to stay in that. We are able to stay in that. And these are time-tested methods.
So this thought that comes, that Father wants me to do this, is me again, back to me.
Yes.
It's not the love of God then, the natural
Yes.
organic love.
But what I'm saying is don't throw away the me from the center of the frame. You see? But don't have to necessarily throw away what a spiritual practice is. You see, because this is a setup also, no? The mind can also set you up saying, see, now I am going to do the Hari-Part only for me, so I won't do it. You see? So use God's name, use whatever spiritual practices the sages have told us, and that will help us to keep God in the frame. You see? So what I'm talking about is like post facto or in the middle of the process, when we are becoming the claimants of the practice or the claimants of the fruits of the practice. Don't fall into any of those traps.
Explain to me, Father, how do I do the Hari-Part
Yeah.
every day
Yeah.
unless so the thought comes that I must do the Hari-Part every day.
Yeah.
Father said so, and it's beautiful. But there's still me. I am doing the Hari-Part every day.
Yes. Why should you do the Hari-Part every day?
Father
The mind
said.
always provides reason. So what if Father said? Father said so many different things. Yeah, exactly.
becomes
Yes,
us.
exactly.
How to get out from there, Father?
Do the Hari part.
Got it. So hand it over to God. You see the me coming, you hand it over.
Whatever makes us put God in the center of the frame of our life in that very moment. If it is taking God's name, take God's name. If it is taking a breath, take the breath. If it is asking who am I, ask who am I. Whatever brings the focus out from the me.
Father?
And never get into that mode that I have understood this. Because who is at the center of the frame? You see? Or never get in the mode I have not understood this. Because who is at the center of the frame? Me. You see? So either of these positions are detrimental. And this can sound like a no-win game for the mind. But actually it is not true. God. God. You see? Now what happens is the danger of this knowledge, any knowledge. Oh. Ah. Good. Please come. The danger of all spiritual pointer is what? That I have understood it, and based on the fact that I have understood it, in this moment I am still in the center of the frame.
Yes.
Exactly, no. Getting it? I am saying something. I am saying put God in the center of the frame. And you have said, yes, I have understood this now. Who's still in the center of the frame? You see? So what is needed is the immediate jump, not the understanding. Like you have understood many greater things than this. There is no such great thing in this. You see? But something in us has that impulse that I have understood. Let me express how I have understood. This is how. You see, still me. You know what I mean?
So just now you said, when you said Ram, and then you said the next Ram, and the silence in between those two Rams is what you were pointing us to. It's like, so sometimes I'm doing the japa, and then there's this, hearing a bhajan, and then there's this complete still and empty. And then I'm just checking that the mind says, no, now just get back to doing the japa. It's like, becomes like, that's
Why?
not the end. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's not the end. You've not done it, like some 5 rounds are not over yet. So you've not finished your, whatever you were supposed to be doing. So, I mean, I don't feel that it's true what it's telling me, but I just wanted to check with you. Because, so when the silence
That's
breaks.
what. So I cannot give you an answer of you must follow, you must not follow.
Yeah.
I can only say that whatever it is, put God in the center of the frame.
Yeah.
So if by you doing the japa, you're going to be in the mode of I am doing the japa.
Yeah.
Me is chanting Ram. See, I'm chanting Ram. This is my 7th mala. This is my. We get into all of that. Then still Ram is secondary. It's still better than not chanting his name.
Yeah.
Okay, still maybe a million times better than not chanting his name. Maybe that is what you need to do to step out of that, maybe initially. So please don't hear this at all as if I am saying don't do the practice if me is going to be in the center. The point of the practice is to remove me from the center.
So what I meant was that silence.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm in this mode.
Okay, but that silence where I reach, I can just stay there. I don't have to do those 5 rounds because I made some decision to do 5 rounds or whatever, right? Till that mind comes back chattering, then I can come back to same round.
Yes, it's never about the content of the thought or the content of what Maya is using. It is about what is our perspective in that moment. Have we switched out from the me into God or no?
So for me, when I've switched
Into
You
silence.
can switch on the mic.
So when I feel silent, and still then for me, I've switched out of my head. I mean, that's for me. I've left that. Till it starts talking.
Who is at the center of the frame?
Okay, this is just a
When you are left in silence, who is at the center of the frame?
God.
Just make sure, because there should not be a me there in silence.
No.
You see, because it is not the silence that we are talking about then. You see, like we keep saying, no, if there is one who is being open and empty, then you're not being open and empty.
Other if it is said, the practice is to fill the soul with God.
Yeah.
And the me is the soul.
Yeah. No, me is not the soul.
The other one, the false one, not that one. But the soul is the me.
Ananta-Part.
And to not take the false one, but God to fill it up.
Yes.
With whatever practice.
Yeah.
There's no danger there in
No,
approaching it like that.
Just make sure that whatever the practice is, that God is at the center of the frame, moment to moment. That is the only way to fill yourself up with God. So how we started was to say that our ability to normalize that which is the most astounding is what is holding us back somewhere also. You see? Because we are saying that there is a Nirguna Brahman. We may even say, I have an insight that my reality is Nirguna Brahman. Who is Nirguna? No attribute, no time, no space, nothing can be spoken about him. Even all of that which is spoken about him is just a pointer. Now from within this, it is not a dark empty space. Please don't imagine some dark state of something from which emerges like the Big Bang, a universe emerge. It's nothing like that at all. Because even dark and empty is attributes. Okay, even dark is an attribute. So it is unfathomable, his reality, your reality, whichever way you want to put it. From that comes the boundless being, a boundless being. And boundlessness we cannot fathom. We cannot fathom. Like I keep saying, we lose track after 10 oranges. No, the minute we say it has to be exactly 17 oranges, you will struggle, no, trying to put that image. So forget boundless. Like we can't fathom the boundless. You see? Now the boundless one, God himself, God. So all three layers are God only. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all three layers are God only. Nirguna, Saguna, Atma, all three layers are God only. So then this boundless one makes a home in our heart, whatever, let's not worry about what this our means. In our heart, he is present and available to us in the form of the Atma within. And what are his gifts? The highest guidance, the greatest love, the deepest rest, the comfort, the ease, the feeling of contentment, everything is his gift. That one from which the whole universe emerged is sitting in your heart. And what are we obsessing about? A bundle of concepts. Just a bundle of thoughts, no? Just a bundle of beliefs that we picked up about this imaginary me. So Maya's job is to make us in awe of this me, which is actually nothing at all, it's just a waste of time. And to leave the awe of this fact that very Nirguna from which billions of universes arise and go back into, that one is available to me in my heart. And the best part is I can love him, her, the exact way that I want. And he would never hold it against me. So I imagine that one can be worshipped like a little baby. You see, or a good friend, or even a younger sibling, a child. He allows himself to be loved in this way because he realizes that in this play of Leela Maya, his creation, using himself because he is all there is, his creation of us has put us in this very limited way of existence where we are so obsessed with name and form that we rely on name and form even to love God. Is that not like awesome? It is extraordinary. Now the thing is that the more we are still in name and form, the less awesome it will seem. You see? The more we take this, I'm not talking about the form of how we are loving God, that we are fully allowed. But the more we take this body to be real, the more we take the identity to be real, the more we are constantly dwelling on this, then there's no space left for awe for Him. You see? And the more we are living in awe for Him, there is less space for this self-obsession with me, what about me, even our spiritual idea of progress for the me. You see? What is happening to me? All that becomes meaningless more and more. You see?
So, Father, that prayer. So, Father, the prayer that replaces everything.
That we
That's such a simple prayer, Father. That's so profound.
Yes.
That's what we are intending now.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
this me and this I
Yes.
just sneaks in without.
Yes. So by the time you get to the part, that the me not be there. They replace me with you. You see? It is just like, I am doing the prayer, replace me with you. Is that good? Is that bad? You see, then we are still in that me centrality. No? You see, although our prayer may sound right, so just replace me with you. There is no delay there.
yes.
It is replaced.
But Father, how do we even forget the wow of God? Like, how dense is this reality that the wowness of God is forgotten, Father? Like, how
Exactly.
steeped are we in this?
Steeped, and it is steeped, and it is God's design. Maya is also God's design. Remember what we said about the opposition to love?
Yeah.
The stronger the opposition, the more there is evidence of love. If our love is not strong enough to transcend the non-existent Maya, then how strong is our love for God? If our love is not even strong enough to transcend the non-existent Maya, then how strong is our love? If our love is not strong enough to see that which is plainly obvious, that there is no such me actually, then how strong is our love? If our love doesn't settle on the beloved for even 2 minutes, then what is that love? So because in Maya we are obsessed with this self-love, the small s self-love, egoic love for ourselves, the awe is always centered around this me again and again. You see? And it can use every pointer. Like, am I in awe? You see? Who's at the center there? Again. You see? Now words cannot express how awesome he is and his way is. And yet we try to give a sense of that in satsang. You see? Because what we are saying when I try to tell you about the Lord of all the universes and everything that has ever come and gone and everything, it is to give you a taste, like a sampler of that. No words can really express his greatness. You see? How we forget that? The very one who came as Ram and Krishna, the very one who is playing as the very life in all of us. You see? In Maya's hypnosis, we forget the awe for that one. You see? The more we live in the presence of that one, the more that awe grows.
Yeah, Father, please bless us all so that awe is something that.
Who's at the center of the frame?
Yes.
See? So, full blessing, always. But remember that this is the trick. Many times it will use auspicious sounding spirituality to keep the me still
Yes.
at the center.
Yes.
Is it? Very like nothing for the me. I love God so much, I just love Him so much. Where is the space? I don't remember who started the looking at Him. Who started the looking at Him, I don't remember whether that was a human, a caterpillar, a cockroach. Who started the looking at Him? Don't remember the name of that one, don't remember the shape of that one. You see? That is the level of awe, that is the level of love. We start the beholding, we start the glance of love, and we are so caught in that holy glance that who remains here, who is doing the looking, we have no recollection of that. What is a human? What is a rat? Am I either of those? I don't know. I only see the beloved. I'm saying that should be our posture. Very often that is not my posture, that is what I'm going towards, but that is what we are going towards.
Is this then prayer quiet, centering prayer, prayer contemplation? It's one only.
This, in fact, is these are the prerequisites for the prayer of recollection. These are what I'm sharing are the prerequisites for the prayer of recollection. So the prayer of recollection leads us to the prayer of quiet, the prayer of union, the prayer of jubilation. All that will come by His grace once we are recollected. Once we have split up ourselves between me and God, mostly me, little bit God, then that is not even recollection yet, no?
When we say Ram,
Yes.
that's the pointer to the quiet.
Yes. And the more bhav you can build, the more of ourselves we can bring into it, the more love we can bring into it, the more feeling, the more joy, the more awe, the more of ourselves we can bring into it, the deeper the prayer is.
In that one word.
Yeah.
One word is
Yeah.
the pointer
Yeah.
to the quiet.
1, 10,000, silence, everything. It is the intention behind it which is the true prayer.
In silence, Father, is a centering prayer. Isn't that silence?
In the silence, what can we go to? When we achieve a silence, that is an active recollection, isn't it? Now, when does it become a passive recollection? When He pulls us in to that deeper, which I'm calling the prayer of recollection, and He pulls all our faculties in. So, let me tell you the difference. In the active recollection, the active turning inwards, it feels like I have to put a little bit of weight to stay there. You notice that? That I have to pull my attention in some way, I have to put something to, these are not describable things, but I provide the paperweight. Yeah? That is the active recollection. When it becomes a passive recollection, so this is before Samadhi states, when He has pulled us in, then He is providing the gravitation from below. And to come out of that, I need to exert some weight outside in the other directions. Are you able to hear? So what became like I am keeping myself inward focused, but to come out would not be any effort. You see, it just, in fact, to keep inward is the effort. You see, then when that becomes passive recollection, then that becomes recollection. You see, where when I want to come out of that, then it feels like I have to apply a pull outwards. Earlier I was keeping a weight inwards. Now I have to apply a pull outwards. So that means that now he is pulling us from within, which is the passive. So that inner focus, that ekagrata is coming from God's pull inside. You see? So we are in that passive recollection. That passive recollection leads us to the prayer of quiet, the prayer of union, the prayer of so whether you call it savikalpa samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, all of these states come as a result of that. You see? So the best we can do is come to that where we use the tool and we bring ourselves into the inner facing silence with whatever tool we have been given, and we stay like that by exerting like a push onto our attention and other faculties downwards towards the heart. The more we learn to live over there, we are blessed with the highest gifts, and one of them will be the deeper calling, where the minute we make ourselves available over there, he starts to pull us in, and then it doesn't seem instantaneously possible to take ourselves out. We have to apply some wiggle to force ourselves out of that, you see. So that is when our active attempts to meet God in our heart have become God's grace, and he is pulling us in to that holy place. And this happens in any spiritual tool, whether we are taking God's name, whether we are doing self-inquiry, whatever process we may be following. Any spiritual practice only brings us to the active recollection, where we try to collect our faculties and turn them inwards, and we hold them down with the holiness of the practice which has been provided to us.
Father Thomas Keating says that when he says you want to know who God is, why don't you allow God to tell you that?
Exactly.
Is that after active recollection?
Yes. When after active recollection is the part where he begins to reveal himself to you. So you see why it may sound like, why is he getting into all this? All this is a process of grace and I just have to do my part. I'm saying all of this because many times we encounter a darkness, like a dark empty space within us, and we say, yes, eureka, awareness. That's it, that's the Nirguna Brahman. It's not like that. It's not like that. That is a holy place. That is the doorway to God's temple. There is a deeper place to sit at the doorway also when he pulls us into the door. But now allow that revelation, allow the love to deepen, and we start to see the true texture of heaven. We start to see the true texture of God's presence. You see? So I'm trying to prevent any spiritual sightseeing where the spiritual sightseer takes a ticket inwards, he has some experiences, and then he comes out and says, this is my experience. You see, who's at the center of the frame in all of that? The me remains in the center of the frame. The me must not escape whatever spiritual process we are in. The worst case scenario is the me become more elevated than before. Now I am spiritual. I have had this experience. I have understood so much. Yes. So it's a razor's edge almost. So if our prayer is completely contaminated by, so what's happening to me now? Am I getting it or not? Am I deepening or not? What is my state? Am I liking it? All of that, then we are mostly praying to the me and not to God. The me is central still, not God. Mike?
So, Father, the grace that fills your heart now after prayer, and you feel like you're receiving blessings, but that feels like it's for the me.
It's,
Like it feels like I am, like it feels like for
Yeah.
the me.
the me what? The me is receiving it.
No, like say for example, there's like even after prayer, sometimes there's deep peace and
Yeah.
there's deep,
Yeah.
somewhere it feels like a blessing for the me.
Yes. So who is at the center of the frame? No.
Then
What happens? What is how would you picture receiving a blessing? There's a greatness, there's a great power, God, whatever name you want to give to it, and there's little old me receiving the blessing, isn't it? So who's at the center of the frame? He is. You see? So servitude, humility, being the recipient, falling at his feet, being tiny compared to his greatness, all of that, he is still in the center of the frame. You see, so the path of the bhakta is this way, that he keeps himself in the frame, but just as a servant, just as a nobody, not somebody special, not as a special servant, none of that. So that's why I said center of the frame, not fully occupying. Not fully occupying the frame. So because the path of the bhakta is that he is also in the frame as a side character. Not even as Robin of Batman and Robin. You see, just somebody who is in awe of Batman. Not that we must be in awe of Batman.
Father, I have one more question.
So just to finish that, it's coming to finish that analogy. Just like the one that Batman saved. You see, the one that Batman saved in that particular moment. That one is the tiny one. He is the one with full strength. So then, who's at the center? He still is. God still is at the center. So as a recipient of His grace, as a recipient of His mercy, just make sure that there is no specialness in that recipient. There is nobody special that I am so special, that's why I receive His special grace. I am so special, that's why I had prayer of union. You see, I am so special, that's why I am in prayer of jubilation. That's why I have nirvikalpa samadhi. I am so special. You see, if it becomes about that one, then again contaminated. But to be a humble recipient of His love, His grace is fine.
Because Father, when you receive any gift, you feel
Yeah. So, where is that photo of grace? That one, can you pass? Okay. So let's use this as an illustration. Okay. This one is a very popular photograph. It's called Grace. So this one, who is at the center of the frame? God is. Although by looking at the photo, you may say that this man is at the center of the frame. But because of his posture, it is apparent that God is in the center of the frame. So he may not be perceptible in the perceivable frame, but he is still the most important one. Thank you.
Immediately know it's God.
Yeah,
Even though I've seen a man, but
Yeah.
I see that
exactly.
posture has to be there.
Yeah,
Posture.
yeah.
Doesn't matter
When it is heartfelt, it is God only at the center of the frame. Closer, mic closer.
Yeah.
That's not that close.
Okay. Yeah. So this question has been there for a while, and I've just remembered it just now actually. Um, uh, there was a time when you gave me the metaphor, when you asked me if Ramji is here right now, what would your posture be?
Yeah.
And it immediately like everything changes, because I was able to like see like in a way whole Ramji here. And when it went away, like for a long time, like I've been hankering for the same thing, but it's not come back. No matter how much, like not that, like I know there was something different. So that is also being concerned about. That's me in the frame, again. So I shouldn't be.
I want that back.
Yeah.
So when the narrative changes from it is so wonderful that he is here right now to I want to experience him in that way again. You see, then we are applying my will, me is at the center, what I want out of him rather than his greatness. See, this is a very beautiful example. How did it start? Because for that moment when that question is asked, you met at a deep place his greatness. The fact that he is present with you, and what a blessing that is. The focus, the eyes were on him. You see? Then what happened is that, oh, this feels so good. No, I'm just saying that how it can move from there. This feels so good, I feel so nice, this is so natural, I wish I could always live like this. So in that process, the me becomes back in the center of the frame. So even now to come back to it actually is not difficult. But if you don't check for what is happening to you, it is not difficult. You see, how great is he, the one that is with you right now? Imagine he just walked in through the door.
I'm still not able to.
This is how Maya works. No? So it is, okay, now, are you still checking for what's happening to you? Are you checking? This is, puts that doubt in our mind that you're not doing it right. So it keeps the me persistently at the center without using even spiritual experiences. Okay?
Because I was very.
On?
Because that was very, like it was innocent. It was very.
Exactly.
It's just God. But.
Yes. That's
yeah.
okay. So, what is important is to recognize this, that in your innocence, He is palpable, available here. And anytime we try to force it, then it is the loss of innocence. Huh? Now the mind is saying, but what does that mean? Will I get it back or will I not? So it says like that. With keeping the me again in the center of the, I feel like I am tired of hearing myself say center of the frame. You see? So then the idea again will be, how do I come out of the center of the frame? Who's still in the center? How do I? Ram. 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 Leaves no space for the me who is chanting or who is remembering. Full bhav, full love, full emotion, full surrender, full everything that we can bring to it. That there is no space left to evaluate what is happening to this me now, or who is doing the chanting. Who started chanting Lord's name? I don't remember. That should be our mode. Was there an Ananta doing it? What's that? That is all that is being spellbound. It's so caught up in him that who started the process is not relevant anymore. No? So great is he in Nirguna, in Saguna, in Atma, in aspects where he reveals himself in the light of the Atma, in every single way. He's so beyond that where is this time to think about this bunch of food, this food bucket? What is so exciting about it? You see? You see? And one trick is then that if you're not able to put him in the center of the frame, then just praise him. Even if it starts off sounding like lip service. You see? When we say Jai, it means glory to. It means glory to. No? So glory to is to praise him. Yeah? See? So do that. So it has the effect. It creates the space for him in our lives to praise him in that way. And all religions have this. All religions. The trickiest one, no? The most devious one, the most devious protagonist of our movie would be the spiritual me. The me who has understood some spirituality. No? That's tricky. Because to dislodge that one, you say, take God's name, and inwardly you are saying, don't tell me about it. I have taken God's name for 10 years. You see? This one, when it gets lodged, that's a tough one. Yes.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste.
Ram Ram. Father, by God's grace, if we are praying,
Closer or louder? Or
yeah,
the-
by God's grace, if we are praying often more and more and more,
by
by
God's
God's
grace.
grace, if we are praying more and more and
Ah,
more,
yes, very
yes,
good.
it's seeming like He's stripping you of your attachments because it's so apparent, like, and you see it's your attachment, right? Like in the moment of the happenings, you see it's your attachment, and you just see it. And when you see that, Father, what comes naturally is like, getting thrown at the deeper end of the pool, and you're trying to like throw everything, your hands, feet, legs, whatever, head, whatever, to come out of that. And that naturally leads you to beg Him. Like, and it starts with some form of guilt, Father, like, I've failed you, I've failed you, I've failed you. Have you forsaken me? I mean, that's Christ's highest, prayer at that time, but it's that excruciating in that sense of things, Father. Is that still keeping you at the center again and asking, Father, where are you? Please come here. Is that okay? I don't know.
Yes, it's completely fine. It's completely fine. Because who is the higher in that frame? He is the higher in the frame. We are humbly begging for His presence. We are humbly asking for His presence. So we are making ourselves tiny in that. So with our love, with our humility to see our limitation, when we call out to Him, it's perfectly fine. See, that's what I was saying, like about that photo. That although that man seems to be in the center, actually it is God. Because what is shown to be higher is God. He is just taking himself to be the small one, asking for His mercy, His grace.
Your helplessness, knowing of that helplessness and calling out itself is in awe of God.
Yes,
And
exactly.
is some form of humility, Father?
Yes, completely. Exactly. To turn to Him itself is a humility. You see, because we are so caught in Maya and the me story that most things we still feel like, I can handle this, I can do this.
Yeah, you feel
Isn't
so helpless, like
Yeah.
just can't
So that
operate.
helplessness is a holy helplessness. You see, that we are getting closer to how things really are. That without Him we are helpless for our next heartbeat. Isn't it? We are helpless for our next breath. So to realize our helplessness is to come closer to reality.
And I just wanted to say your last satsang when you sang Jagato Dharinima, it's something that we do at home as well,
Yes.
and it just brought in like a sense of familiarity, like Ma is calling home, and here I am today, but it just feels very powerful, Father. Thank you so much.
It's God's grace alone. I don't remember how it happened. but
You remember everything, it
I
was
saw
so
that
beautiful.
that video was sent, and I felt like people must be a bit tired of seeing this one giving gyan. So let's put a little
So
bit of a
beautiful.
change.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. See, Maya means that we are not astounded by the fact that he is here now. You see? So to the level that we are not astounded, Maya still has its effect on us. That we are able to take our eyes away from him and to be able to say, what about me? You see? It's still an act of Maya. No? So just to use that example again, if Ramji was standing right here in front of me, he was standing right here, then there had to be a great force which would allow me in that moment to still turn towards this body mind and to be able to say, what's happening to me in this? Am I finding it good? Am I finding it great? The ability to, in his presence, the ability to try and put in a narrative the story of the me, you see, is what is called the play of Maya. How is it possible? One of the tricks of Maya is to say that, but what is the proof? He is unseen. Show me the evidence of God's presence. You see? And then, if spiritual experiences happen to us, then that becomes a trick also. That he is there only when the bliss is there. Why am I not feeling anything? Why am I not getting into that? Like her question was, I felt so much sweetness, deepness, all of those things. Now it went away. You see? So it brings, please come. Hello. Baby also? Yes. Very good. Hello. So the ability to, or whatever, shouldn't call it the ability, it's more like a disadvantage, that when we are able to dwell on ourselves, in spite of the fact that the Lord himself is here, and he lives in our heart, but he lives in our heart doesn't mean that he doesn't live anywhere else. He lives everywhere, but his hand is calling out to us in our heart, saying, hold my hand. You see? So he is reaching out to us in our heart, open-handed, saying, come, your beloved is here. The Lord of your life is here. All that you are asking for is here. So in spite of this fact, and many of you can now testify to the fact of that, and the rest of you have to rely on faith, have to rely on the teacher's words, but all three of them should be enough evidence. So to be able to then bring focus back on the me, in spite of all of that, must require a great force. राम जी खड़े हैं आपके सामने और हम सोच रहे हैं ठीक है क्या हो रहा है मेरे को, am I feeling bliss, am I feeling joy? No? So that requires a great force called Maya. The Lord himself is standing in front of us, and we are concerned about our thoughts, our feelings, our posture, our thing. The more you become residents of your heart temple, the less interest you will have in the state of the me. You will just become more and more love obsessed. You see, love obsessed with God. And there is no barrier he has placed to that love. You take me as form, you take me as any form, you take me as formless, you take me in whichever way you want. He is not made himself available only to the Mahagyanis or the Mahabhaktas. He's made himself available to all of us. You see? No, did it come back? Looks like it came back. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So, let this be, it's been my feeling since the beginning of the year, let this be the year for awe for God. That we live so spellbound by Him that we lose all specialness about me. There's nothing special in me anyway. There's nothing special. If the center is a bucket of food, then how special will it become? Huh? Every moment that you are spellbound by him, her, that moment is become your spiritual wealth. You have added to your spiritual wealth. You see? Every moment you spend focused on the false one, the me, you have made a withdrawal from your spiritual wealth. Simple oversimplification, but sometimes helpful. And I don't even know, maybe it's not an oversimplification, because he's made it quite simple. He's made himself accessible to everyone by keeping it very simple. Isn't it? That's why Nisargadatta Maharaj, uneducated BD seller, his Guru Bhai, Professor G.D. Ranade, Gurudev G.D. Ranade, G.D. Ranade, R.D. Ranade, one of the D's Ranades, was his Guru Bhai, was the most learned one. He was the professor of philosophy at Fergusson College in Pune. You see? But both had the highest insight. So he's made him accessible to himself, accessible to everyone. Can we see what you printed? Now you can keep them up. Wow, this thick? Wow. So we wanted to add the full commentary, that's not going to happen. Thank you so much. Thank you. So this happened because Claudia said to Nitin that she wanted his help on creating this PDF, which he wanted like a workbook of the Hari-Part. Some of you are in the group of the Hari-Part, which is the great Indian sage Gyaneshwarji's gift to all of humanity. And he has promised that anyone who really does this regularly will come on the true pathway to God without fail. And it's a beautiful scripture because it's very beautiful amalgamation of bhakti, gyan, the highest and the simplest at the same time, which is rare. You see, many people think that the highest must mean the most difficult, but it's not true. So he has made it which doesn't, I'm not at all implying that this doesn't have nuance. There is great depth in every single line that the sage has used. So when I say it is simple, means that everyone can start on it. But if we were to spend our lifetime just studying this, it would be more than enough. So, like with all great scriptures, that is the case. So, it's deeply nuanced, it's deeply packed with power in every single word he's used, has been used very precisely. Clearly, the hand of God is involved in the creation of the scripture, as with all scriptures. So anyway, Claudia wanted a workbook of the Hari-Part, so she had said very specific specifications, which was that the verse will be there, and then there will be the possibility to take notes on the right hand side, which I felt is a great format. So I didn't have anything to do with this. This was AI agents doing the work, and they created this PDF. So, but I feel this will be a great gift to all of us. So the soft copy of this is available on the Hari-Part WhatsApp group, and also it's on the website. Maybe the link is not visible. I can share the link if anyone's interested. Is this working properly? Audible well? I spent the first 1 hour shouting, now I can't hear myself. Quiz? Pop quiz? Those who know Marathi have an advantage. Okay. What is the tune? Jnanadeva Nami Ramakrishna Thasa Tene Dasha Disha Atma Rama. Say. What is the criticism? You want somebody better equipped to sing it? Yes, come. So, but the quiz was, what is the sage pointing to in this? Jnana Devi Nama Ramakrishna Thasa Tene Dasha Disha Atma Rama. My? No, Tene Dasha Disha Atma Rama.
Then you see Ram in 10 directions. You meet him in all. What are these 10 directions, Father?
In India, we do much more of everything. Like in Western logic, there's only two, true and false. But in India, we had true, false, neither true nor false, both true and false, and the fifth.
Yeah.
No? So in West, they have only north, south, east, west. In India, we have 10 directions.
Okay.
Don't ask me what they are called. No, I'm not making it up.
Okay.
Yeah?
No, I don't know if that's true.
So what he's saying is that the name of the Lord in the form of Ram, Krishna, or Ram or Krishna or Ram Krishna together is so deeply imprinted in him that Atma, which is the light of Ram itself, is apparent to him now in all directions, even on the outside when he looks. So many pointers in just one line. He's given us the direction that our heart must become imprinted with the Lord's name. And then he has said that as an effect of that, we start to see God everywhere, in everyone, in everything. Let's take another one. Advaitachi jhadni guruvi na jnana. Advaitachi jhadni guruvi na jnana. Taya kenche kirtan घड़ेल नामी तयाते कैंचे कीर्तन घड़ेल नामी. Okay, Detachi Jhadni. Detachi Jhadni Guruvina Jnana. Come on.
Without sweeping away duality, you can't. I mean, the Guru can't bring the helps you to sweep away.
Dvaita doesn't get swept away without the knowledge of the Guru. So the Guru is the Guru, the Atma, the Sadguru within. He sweeps the duality away from our lives. So without such a Guru, what is the second part? Tyake che kirtana gadel nami.
How will you get Hari's name in your heart if you sense it?
Yes. See this? So beautiful.
So he's
He's
just
saying that
changed it.
without non-duality, how will you ever chant his name? So all those who are proud about their non-duality must read this verse. He has made it the prerequisite to chanting the name. And somewhere else, the vice versa also. So anybody becoming very proud about their name chanting, you say, without non-duality, what have you got? So this is a great example of this. No, just in one line, he has brought us to the unity of both the paths. That till we feel caught up in separation, in me and other, how will we ever come to the Lord's name really? And till we don't take the Lord's name really earnestly, then how will we come to the absence of separation? So that's such a beautiful scripture.
Who will like in the beginning of Satsang, the Guru is telling us that you're still stuck in the mood. You can't take all the mood. It's not the center.
Exactly. Until you take God's name, you can't be rid of the me.
Yeah, if you don't make an important, you won't
पर्वत पर्वत पर्वता प्रमाणे पातक करने पर्वता प्रमाणे पातक करने वज्रलेप होने अभक्तासी वज्रलेप होने अभक्तासी दिस इज द पॉपुलर वन पर्वत प्रमाणे what is the life of the devotionless mountain like their sins, the absence of love in their lives or the lack of loving actions in their life have piled up so much like they are a mountain. And what happens when they become like a mountain? They become hard-hearted. Like Vajra is Indra's weapon, which is supposed to be the hardest, the strongest weapon at one point. So then we become that hard-hearted that it is as if we are cocooned in something which is with that strength of the Vajra, that cocoon. Haven't we all seen, like if you look back at our own lives, before we came into spirituality, what was our texture inside? You know? Like we were just so caught up in the me that there was no subtlety left in our lives. No innocence, no softness, no simplicity. It's a very crude existence. Very crude existence. So he's saying this is the state or the fate of the devotionless. It opened the same one again. Kalavela is it la? Kal.
It's just like that.
Yeah. Ra. Kal. Kar. Kalavela. नाम उच्चारिता नहीं काड़वेड़ नाम उच्चारिता नहीं दो ही पक्ष पाही उदरती उदरती उदार काड़वेड़ नाम उच्चारिता नहीं दो ही पक्ष पाही उदरती कौन बोलो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग There is no regulations, rules that apply. You can do it at any time, you can do it in any state, there is no problem. It's the best thing about it that you don't have to bother with any of that. All.
So many ritual things are
Exactly.
pure, you have to be pure, you have to be
Yeah. So no oppression is possible because in the guise of doing it correctly, people have oppressed, like a tiny minority has always oppressed a great majority in all parts of the world. So even when Jesus was raging against the Sanhedrin and these so-called priests of God at the temple in Jerusalem, he was raging against that you made God so difficult and inaccessible. So he came to tell everyone that the kingdom of heaven is within you. You don't need to go anywhere. You see? Now, we had a satsang about this, right? This is because we don't need to go anywhere doesn't mean it's wrong to go anywhere or we should not go anywhere. That is taking it too far. But it's not needed. So, there is no time or season for chanting the name. That's a bit of a poetic translation. But basically, no, you don't have to check on anything, calendar, all of that. You don't have to check on whether you have bathed yet. You don't have to check on whether you brushed your teeth yet. You don't have to check on anything at all. Yeah? You can take his name. And you don't have to worry about even if you're mispronouncing it. As long as your intention is right, you are fine. It's completely fine. You see? And then both sides are redeemed. What are these sides? Yes. Both those who are alive and those who have gone. Imagine what a promise to make. This way you're taking the name, all sides of the universe are redeemed. Let's take the later ones. नाम परते तत्व नाही रे अन्यथा, नाम परते तत्व नाही रे अन्यथा, वाया आणखी पंथा जाशी जानी, वाया आणखी पंथा जाशी जानी. That one even I had forgotten the meaning. Nama parate tattva nahi re anyatha. Okay, who knows this? Huh? There is no easier path, there is no simpler way. And do not hastily run to other paths, implying that do not rush to other things if they seem more complicated or more advanced and things like that. Don't leave God's name for that temptation. So he's just very clearly saying. And Tukaramji later has said, what? That I promise you. Somewhere he said, like, literally, like, I swear there is no, you don't need anything else. नाम संकीर्तन साधन पे सौंपे, नाम संकीर्तन साधन पे सौंपे, जड़ 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 जड़तील पापे जन्मातरीची, जड़तील पापे जन्मातरीची. Same thing again, see, just open. Which is Naam Sankirtan Sadhan. Let me read it in Hindi. Is the easy. Naam Sankirtan Sadhan hai saral, jale paap janmantar ke. So we tried, AI tried also to fix in the same meter the Hindi also. There was something where it was being force fit in the meter, so I made it loosen up a bit and said use 1 or 2 extra syllables, but the meaning should not be wrong or misplaced. So in some places you'll find that it's not exactly fitting the singability. So what is the sage saying? He's saying that it is a very simple path and the weight of lifetimes of sin will be burnt away by us taking God's name. And somewhere else also he said that although it is so simple, it is still very rare. You see, that is the irony of it. Why is it rare? Faith is difficult. Faith also because we somehow, or like initial belief also because we somehow feel like this can't be it. It's too simple to be it. You see? Also, Maya doesn't like it. You see? One of the reasons is also that Maya doesn't like it. It tries to distract you away. It tries to play all sorts of tricks that don't do it today. We probably have some experience of that now, those who are trying to take the name. Repetition is very boring. You start to get restless. After the initial few weeks of sweetness, then it may seem to get very dry. To go through all those phases, that's what makes it very rare.
And it's very beautiful. Purvaja Vaikuntha, no?
Yeah.
Like that. It's so good. Like you can chant and all your
Ancestors will find place in heaven. Huh? Yes, yeah. Can be free. Samabuddhi Geta Samana Shri Hari, Samabuddhi Geta Samana Shri Hari, Shamadama Vari Hari Jala, Shamadama Vari Hari Jala. What is this Samabuddhi? Equanimity, that you're not. You see how to be in Samabuddhi? Non-duality. Don't interpret, don't label. Once you start labeling, once you start differentiating me and other, then it is no longer equanimity, it's no longer possible to remain without distinction. So when equal vision is embraced, so God everywhere, these only see God everywhere. Then Hari stands supreme over tranquility and self-restraint. That once we start seeing it in this way, then that which seem to be the prerequisites for our spirituality, you see, that is naturally attained. We don't have to worry about coming to tranquility and self-restraint before that. So start taking God's name, all these will be given to us as gifts. Anyway, so this workbook is available to everyone. So I said initially only for those who are interested in deeply studying this scripture can join the group. Maybe I should not have said that, because many times that can become an opportunity for the mind to resist. Like, am I really interested in deeply studying this? All of this thing. So I would strongly encourage everyone to dive in. There's nothing to lose. Every time you read the words of a sage or hear the words of a sage, you have nothing to lose.
Sometimes with the Nam Jap, it makes Ram.
Sri Ram and Krishna. But I'm also getting very pulled towards Radha Rani and the Naam for Radha. So Father, is
वो तो आप जिस निवास में रहे हो उसका इफेक्ट है.
True. Yeah,
हो जाता है.
so Father, is that alright? Because sometimes I feel as if I'm doing a disservice to Sri Ram if I'm saying
You're
Radha.
betraying.
Yes.
So that's why always remember that one God only.
Yes.
That there's only one God. All these are ways to love Him. And
Yes.
whichever way you love Him, He accepts the love.
Right.
So if you're feeling attracted to take, that's why I feel these Marathi sages also made it very simple to us, because they're like Ram, Krishna, Hari, Keshav, Vitthal, whatever you want to do. And if they were exposed to Radha Bhakti, I'm sure they would have added Radha, Durga, Amba, every this thing. So
That's fine. Thank you.
like we went to Alandi, and there I said, how does everyone greet each other? They said, Ram, Krishna, Hari. That is the Mahamantra for them. Ram, Krishna, Hari. So this confusion only is not there. Should I do Ram or Krishna? Many years go in that only, many times. So Ram, Krishna, dono karo. But if you remember that He is one and He is unnameable, And yet in His kindness and mercy He accepts all names. Some other sage said, no? In the Harinam Kirtan, he said, your million names, anybody takes one of those millions of names of yours, you still hear them. Completely. Yeah.
His name was
Yeah.
Ramakrishna.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed a bit egotistical, no? His name was Sri Ramakrishna, but he's going on chanting Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna.
But said, Father, even Yogi Ram Kumar would then say that.
So he's often accused of sounding a bit like that. The best example is Shiva takes Lord Ram's name and Lord Ram takes Shiva's name. There also it is, no? Hari, 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 Namacha, what? I feel in a year or so we may remember most of it. No? I'm still far from that. Yeah, because we do it often and then often we go into sleep or meditation, or so we stop hearing the last few. Jiv Shiva Sama, that is one, but Hari Hari Hari, Mantra Cha Shiva.
For the notes, is there something you suggest?
Yeah.
For the notes, something you suggest, like contemplation?
We know all the. Yeah, we can do lectio on it. Lectio. How you pronounce? Lectio Divina. Lectio. Lectio. Yeah, or we can just, whatever way. There are no rules or regulations. It's just